we want to get like quick wins in there. That's really helpful when you're deciding what kind of service you're going to offer. It's much more psychologically comfortable to be offering something where you're able to get quick wins. I had another client whose parents ran a cleaning company, and we had him doing door to door, hitting up people in wealthy footpaths like after work and stuff. And by the end, he was going one for 15. They weren't huge deals; they were $100 or like 120 or something. He got to keep 80 himself. They'd be bi-weekly. The average LTV of a client was 6 years, so it was like an extra 200 every time he closed somebody a month. And that like if you just stay out there long enough, you're going to catch a win, which is very psychologically advantageous for sales, especially if you don't have a lot of experience. But whenever you're testing out a new offer, a new service, the biggest thing that's going to be stopping you is the uncertainty. So when you have the right offer and you're able to get some quick wins, it's an exciting thing. But back to the point of the video, when I started in sales over a decade ago, people were saying cold calling was going to die. It's cold calling is going to be around in 2029 because there's still going to be people with business phones. There's still going to be Dun & Bradstreet. There's still going to be LinkedIn Premium. Yes, you can cold email and cold message those people on LinkedIn if that's your deal, but it's just less efficient. Like those 300 LinkedIn messages you send are going to be less efficient than 100 cold calls consistently, in my experience. Not to say that you can't do both, but in my experience, it's more effective getting somebody on the phone because you can handle all the objections in real time, and you can close over the phone. Like both of those deals that he closed were over the phone, just Venmo'd the money over. Whereas LinkedIn, you can't close on that platform, and you've got to book a call as opposed to being able to already get somebody on the phone. So, like, in-person closing is more effective, for sure, but the amount of time it takes to physically get into places makes it less efficient, because we don't have a transporter machine. Sending emails and LinkedIn pitches is faster than dialing the phone, but the conversion rate is super low. Like for a high ticket service, it might be 1 out of 1,000 or more. And you can hire people from the Philippines to bang out a bunch of messages for you, but you're probably going to end up banned on LinkedIn. And so cold calling is a middle between the two. It's slower to get pitches off than cold messaging, but it's faster to get the pitches off than in person, but more effective than the messaging and LinkedIn pitches. Slightly less effective than in-person closing, but you far make up for that by being able to do like 4x, 5x what you could driving around the city to different clinics that are at like or different businesses that you're trying to sell. In a lot of cases, I'm not saying in all cases, but I'm saying a lot of cases for B2B. For B2C, cold calling might not be the most effective, and it might be it's a good chance for high ticket offers. It's door to door or hitting people up. If you have the balls in the footpaths, like if you're trying to build a personal training business and you find a private gym that allows you to bring in your own clients, the ideal place to be able to pull those clients is off the street next to the gym or in the areas where people are, like it's in a wealthy area, they're having lunch, or they're coming out of work, and you're hitting up a ton of people just to see who's interested. And ultimately, it's marketing. It's free marketing for you if you're willing to approach people. So even 2029, when AI is taking a lot of that online money, there's still going to be fucking humans who have doors and who have business phones and who answer their business phone. And you're still going to be able to get their phone number from LinkedIn or their WhatsApp or whatever platform they're using. People are still going to pick up their phone at their place of business, okay? It's just a reality. And there's still going to be some way to call and contact them, because what business wouldn't have a phone number or some way to reach them, audio or video call, even 10 years from now, even with AI, it's still going to exist. Like, AI is going to change the inbound marketing landscape for sure, I think. And there's going to be a lot of changes online, but people have been selling each other in person since the dawn of time. That's still going to exist. And calling is still going to exist. And for B2B, I still think calling is the most effective, most efficient way for outbound. It's been proven time and time again. My friends back in Toronto are still cold calling, still doing, some of them still working the same job in the same seat, still dialing up leads. I had to do $40,000 a month to keep my job selling advertising. My client who I just told you about was the same, and he was selling a significantly worse product. Okay. And, didn't inherit a book, didn't inherit a database, created all the leads myself, called them all myself. I mean, you're talking about 10, 20, 30, 40 grand a month just from dialing the phone. I mean, you don't have to do inbound to be able to hit those kind of numbers. I mean, I did those kind of numbers for a mid-tier product. My client did those for a significantly worse product, 40 grand a month, just to keep the job. Okay. That's what's available by hitting that phone. If you watch Grant Cardone, that guy's making like crazy money. Like, I was watching him back when I was still in sales, and he had a small YouTube channel. Like, he had less subscribers than I do now. That was only like 6 or 7 years ago. He's still got his guys pounding the phone every day, despite all that massive, 6-7 million views online, spending $1 million on advertising. He's built an incredible inbound lead generation, still got his guys pounding the phone, hitting up car dealerships, hitting up, small businesses and stuff like that, doing the outbound. Because it still works. It's still going to work 10 years from now. Still the most effective way to close B2B deals. And if you're trying to decide, what type of business to start, that's something you want to think about. The different types of closes between B2C and B2B, who you prefer to talk to more. Like B2C, there's a lot more potential customers and clients. But B2B, you get people's professional behavior, and you're dealing with entrepreneurs, and it's easier to generate hyper-targeted, like sniper-style leads, because all you have to do is just go to the phone book for the business section. Most businesses are still listed in there. Go to Google, go through the first 20 pages of Google or however far you want to go, and maybe get the Dun & Bradstreet or the LinkedIn Premium to find all the contacts, all the business owners, so that you're able to call the business with the name of the owner, which is important. So if you are doing B2B, you're looking to get that money up, man. Maybe you're doing your inbound, maybe you're not doing inbound. Cold calling is still the most effective way. I'm not cold calling anymore. I built this machine so I didn't have to cold call. I'm leaving money on the table doing that. I know that. I'm good with that. But that was a price for the kind of lifestyle that I wanted, because ultimately it was about my happiness. And like, I only have so many hours in the day to do coaching anyways. And I've got a nice little machine. I've got my system running perfectly. I don't have to get on the phone. Sales page closes people. I like how that's going. And my main passion is doing this, the content creation, being able to research, being able to, look at philosophy, look at lifestyles, trying to maximize happiness for everybody and for myself. And that's why I don't do it. But don't think that I didn't do it. Still closing inbound deals in my other business, high ticket inbound deals. And yeah, man. So, if you're struggling, or you want to get your income up, B2B, man, get on that phone, dude. Bang at those 100 calls from 9 till noon. Check out my book, How to Sell, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/products. It's got the basics for closing, prospecting, how to structure your day, how to get through the day psychologically. There's going to be money in that for the next 10 years. People are still going to have fucking phones. They're still going to have social media apps to call them on or whatever it is. People are, every business is still going to be able to receive a call 10 years from now. Okay. And people are still going to have doors, like outbound sales is not going anywhere. The major disruption is going to be to content marketing and online marketing, like the way deals are closed online is going to be disrupted, but outbound's still going to be there, man.